And what is up, everyone? Welcome to the stream. I'm Thorn. How we doing? Sorry, I'm a little bit late there, but there's always a lot of setup involved with getting these things all situated. But I think we're good to go. Glad to see you guys here. Thank you all for showing up. And for those who are watching the VOD, thank you for doing that. It's also good. But yeah, we're here and we have a special stream tonight. This is a little bit different from our average pre-built unboxing and shakedown that we do around here. I received a... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me do this. Get a little cheeky recording going on there. There we go. So I have audio without the awesome backing track music and a little cheeky recording over here. There we go. All right, cool. Sorry about that. Okay. So, yes. This review is a little bit different. This unboxing is not the norm, where I have a PC company reach out to me and say, hey, we want to send you a PC, take a look at it, see our, see us in action, see what our PCs are like when we build them and yada yada. Then you can send it back or keep it or give it away or whatever. And what's different about this one is that a member of our community, Braxton1823, right there in Twitch chat, right here, this member of the community right here, actually, was going to purchase came in and said, hey, this is my budget. I want to get my ENDGAME PC. This is going to be, it's a big budget PC. We're going to get all the bells and whistles. And when it was time to, after that, reached out along with Mikey from SIKPCS, which was the company we went with, and said, hey, what if we send you the PC first and you unbox it and stuff, and then you send it to Braxton? And I said, okay. Cool. Yeah, let's do it. So, fun fact, this will be the first 5090 in this little studio that I have here. This was a rough year for companies wanting to send out PCs with top-end hardware. That usually I get at least one company who's like, yeah, we want to send the big one with the top CPU and the top GPU. This was 2025 was not that year. First time. That's my new editing PC. That has a 4090 for my previous PC. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. So that's what this thing's titled for. That's why it's called that. It's the stream is titled, the ENDGAME PC. If you scrape together a big budget to get your ENDGAME PC, the PC that's going to be able to play any game, any resolution, any settings, all of that, and more, be able to do anything really you want with the PC and have it perform really well, this is what that PC is going to look like. So, you can obviously customize it. This is what Braxton's vision of that, and my suggestions and all as well. Of course, we can actually take a look at the form too that was filled out and kind of go over that to see how we arrived at what we're at now. But let me say hi to everybody first real quick. Of course, Braxton, 1823, welcome. This is your show here. This one's for you. Yazofril, how you doing? Lone Vaquero, welcome. Exiled Wolf, how you doing? Peckish, welcome. And Alucard. Well, that's part of it. That's part of the deal. Buy my 5900 X3 from iBuyPower tomorrow. Can't wait. Oh, cool. Yazofril, unfortunately, I don't think I have a current code for iBuyPower, or I'd try to save you some money there. I don't think they've been keeping up with that, and neither have I. But yeah, let me take a look over here in YouTube land here. And Steve, how's it going? Chris Crawford had to cut out, so they'll be back after they get home. They were watching at work, I guess, which they usually do. Alice, welcome. How are you? And let's see who else is in here. Robert, welcome. There you go. TJ Sparks, how you doing? And Michelle Melton, welcome. Going to concert, it's coming New Year's Eve. Very cool, Vaquero. Very cool. Welcome to the stream. I already told you that earlier, but Okay. So there is one little thing, and Braxton, I'm very sorry. There's one little thing I want to do first. There's this company, Syntech, that I've met at CES a couple times, and they just make some really nice stuff that's like little cables and things like that always work, stuff for VR headsets and all that kind of stuff. And they reached out to me and they were like, hey, we're doing a keyboard now. Do you want a keyboard? You don't have to do a video or anything. You just want a keyboard for your setup. And I was like, okay. So the least thing I can do, because that did arrive, and I'm going to use it on this, this testing. I'm going to use it for this PC. I'm just going to unbox that really quick on stream, if you don't mind. It's just going to be a quick thing. Let me just get this tracking me for when I'm doing the top-down camera. There we go. It's going to be a quick thing until we get to the PC itself. This one is going to be this. I don't know if that's going to replace this one as my streaming PC, streaming keyboard. This one's great because it's full-sized. This other one is not, but it's got some cool features. So we'll take a look at that. Just really quick. Just imagine. I want y'all to imagine something. Imagine that you put together a big budget for your endgame PC. You want that thing like, okay, nope, I can't gesture like that when I have that camera on. Stop right there. There you go. All right, so imagine that you scrape together a huge budget for your endgame PC, and you would want that thing like tomorrow after you paint all that. Well, Braxton, imagine instead being like, why don't I make myself wait an extra week or two, just so that this guy on the internet can review it and take a look at it. That's very cool, Braxton. I do appreciate that quite a bit. So, and here I am like, yeah, baby, wait a little longer to even see it because I want to unbox a keyboard. But there's Braxton saying right on, so that's cool. Tried it the other day and your code worked as normal, but the Black Friday deal they are running takes more off. Okay. That's fine, Yozofril. Use whatever code is better for you. Alucard, thank you for the lurk. Getting in there early. All right. Okay. Chase Wheeler, what's up? Welcome. I wanted you to get a 5090 to look at. I appreciate that. I really do. Okay, so this is the Syntech Chrono 68 Rapid Trigger Magnetic Keyboard, and there it is. The whole magnetic keyboard thing, magnetic switches, is becoming quite a thing that I'm seeing more often. So kind of like the Hall effect thing, this is using magnetic switches so it's just, you can do things like rapid trigger where you don't have to release the key all the way in order to trigger it again. Keystrokes all the way up and down, you don't have to do that. You can sort of rapidly press it just after it rebounds off the bottom. And usually these are adjustable where you can sort of adjust where the sort of point where it actuates or where it actually activates that key is in the travel. Side note, I do kind of feel bad for not giving the fractal space this same treatment since they gave me that headset, but they did not give me any sort of requirement for content or anything, same as this keyboard. So, like, I was streaming PC Matchmaking. Like, what was it? What was I gonna do? Okay, so we got a couple of pull tabs here. Skeeter, that's not a real thing. It's just something I saw someone else do for the notification that gets more people to click the notification. I'm very sorry for clickbaiting you. There are no comments on Twitch. Just for the YouTubers out, the YouTube viewers out there, you can have a notification go out that you can customize for your Twitch streams. And mine says Braythorn mentioned you in a comment. And I think that's a little bit, it's definitely cheeky, that's for sure. It worked though, didn't it? Joyful Star, welcome. How you doing? You've done so much for so many. I appreciate that, Braxton. Seriously. I really do. Rage bait your whole base. Oh yeah, go for it. Humanity, welcome. Okay, so far I'm liking the sort of unboxing experience here, which, you know, you could take it or leave it, whether you care about what it's like to unbox your product. You're only going to do it once, really. You're going to use it a lot more than that afterwards. But it should be part, you know, I personally like a catered unboxing experience where they take care. Oh, wow, this thing is tiny. Holy jeez, look at how small this is. I just want, you know, this is not the smallest, not even the smallest keyboard out there, not even close, but this is a full-size keyboard. So this is not quite a 60%. This is more like a TKL because you still have your arrow keys. That feels nice. You know, your home, delete, page up, page down keys. Yeah. So it's not quite a 60%, which is good because I don't like 60%. But you got a little weight down here. Don't know what the RT stands for because this is supposed to be Syntec, but okay. It says Syntec Chrono 68 there. But yeah, it's a aluminum body on this. Apparently 2 different kinds of foam on the inside. And there you go. Sounds really good. Willy Gaming, what's up? Well, about sale my 7900X 3D CPU just ordered 9950X since I edit and stream. And with the X, since I play at 1440p, got it for 474. Nice. Okay. Crash, what's up? Thank you for the lurk. What do you know about rent-to-own or lease-to-own PCs? Joyful Star, you should not do that. What I know is that is the last thing you should do. Do not touch that. Do not rent-to-own a PC. Don't do that. Okay? Anything rent-to-own is an absolute... Really, just go to your backyard, dig a hole, dump your money in there. Or just in the landfill. Because that's what you're doing with your money when you rent-to-own anything. Do not rent-to-own. This comes from somebody who used to work in the rent-to-own industry. And I got out of there once I realized, yo, this is pretty predatory. And it is. It's predatory. Do not rent-to-own. Okay. Nice keyboard. This comes with a few other things. So I'm going to move it out of the way. Now you do get this note card thing. Oh, SIKPCS, what's up? So this basically, whenever you have a keyboard that has reduced number of keys, you're going to have to do things like there's no F1, F2 keys here. So you need to use your function key to get the F1, F12, the tilde key, certain other ones here as well. You can also change things like the backlight effects, the colors, things like that. There you go. You see that a little better. There's even media controls in there. Now, what I don't see is anything for a like a number pad style thing, which I have on my Digma Rays. But yeah, and then a quick start guide that also has an application. Now there is a web-based and an offline application for this. I really like web-based applications for keyboards. It is nice to see that. Okay, this is not really a permanent dust cover, but I guess you can hold on to that if you just want to put it over your keyboard when you're not around. It's not like super flimsy either. This is decent. It's okay. Then we have a little ribbon here. Pull that up. And this is the included wrist rest. Now, is this magnetic? I don't think so because we have an aluminum keyboard, but maybe. It is not magnetic. It's just an included wrist rest. And along with that, you get a USB cable, which looks like it's Type C to Type A to Type C, 4 magnetic switch replacements there, a keycap puller and switch puller, and a small brush for cleaning it. Now, this is a hot swappable keyboard. Let's take a look at this keycap puller. Nice cable, which is not surprising. Syntec makes some really nice USB cables. What I praised them for when I first met them at CES was for having a very long, it's like a 20-foot USB Type-C cable that does 5 gigabit per second reliably. And I was like, that's really nice. Before they were common, like even now, it's a little hard to find that, but yeah. Skeeter, thank you for the lurk. And of course, these are your replacement switches. And these are box style switches. You see that sort of box around the cherry stems in the middle? That helps with a little bit with stability as well. And there's your keycap and switch puller there. And we're gonna take a quick look at the and of course the brush as well. Take a quick look at this puller here because I want to pull a keycap and maybe a switch. Now, if you want to maintain the functionality of the magnetic switches, you can't change your switches. You gotta use these. But if you don't care about that functionality, you just like this little keyboard. I also don't know the price. I just realized that. I don't know the price. But if you don't care about the functionality, you really just like the keyboard, you like the way it sounds, like the way it looks, and you just want to change to some silent tactiles or clicky blue switches, whatever, pick your poison, I guess, you can do that. Go in there, get your switch puller, click it over the sides, squeeze, pull gently. Oh wait, no, these are not standard, actually. Yeah, these are non-standard switches, so you can't just put, you know, regular key switches in there. The hot swap ability is for repair, essentially, I would say. So never mind, don't put your switches in there. You can't, which is fine. You're getting this thing, if you're getting something like this, you're getting it for that functionality, and you would basically lose that. So yeah, there's a keyboard. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and try this thing out on the new PC. Once that is, I mean, it's not, you know, Braxton's new PC that I'm just testing. I always misclick, so I always play on controller. Does it come in white? It does. It does come in white as well, yes. I need a small keyboard that is quiet and not going to break the bank. Well, the thing about it is, like, if you want any magnetic type of switch, it's going to be linear. If you want to have that tactile feel like the old IBM keyboards, that kind of thing, ignore the magnetic switch deal because it's not going to work for you. Now, do we have, this is not wireless. Yeah, so this is not a wireless keyboard. Let's see. So we have, see, they say built-in wrist rest. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but it is comfortable. This has an 8K polling rate, adjustable actuation, 0.01 millimeter rapid trigger, per key customization, and multi-platform application. Okay, cool. Great. Command precision, it says. Right. In rainbow. There. Anyway, let me ask one of you guys to do it. Can one of you guys look up the price of the Syntec Chronos 68? I mean, I guess I could, but I'm just going to get it out of the way. Yeah, so this is not wireless. That's kind of in a way, that's a deal breaker for me because I don't play FPS games really. So I don't really care a lot about that much. I mean, I do care about latency, but not like a ton. Anyway, let's get this back in place. Right there. Okay. So Alucard was asking earlier, 140 US dollars. Okay. Not too uncommon for magnetic type keyboards for them to be pretty pricey. Did not mean to do that. Closest thing I played in competitive FPS is BioShock. It's not really competitive, is it? Okay, now Alucard was asking, why is there a random Gigabyte ICE motherboard? Well, no, this is the box for the motherboard. So with SIKPCS, what they're going to do is they're going to take your motherboard box, the box your motherboard came in, and they're going to put all your accessories and stuff in that box and ship it separately. This is not in its own box or anything. This is just as it is because this was all really quickly shipped to me as soon as the PC was done. Yeah, so that's what the box is for. Before we even open the PC, we can take a look in here. Nope, this is all taped up. Okay. Let's see what we get. So this is a cutout portion of the PSU box, the power supply box, which is a Seasonic Vertex GX 1200. 1200 watt power supply for this. I can actually have this track me now. There we go. It's tracking a little high. I don't know why it's doing that. 1 second, let me fix this. That's a little better. Sorry. I can't help but have that kind of thing bother me. Okay. So this is for your 1200 watt Seasonic Vertex GX 1200. Now this is a 5090 in this system. So yeah, you do need some power there. This is the anti-static bag for the motherboard. In case you need to RMA the motherboard. This is the box for the storage. There's something, actually we have multiple storage here. So we have this is a 2 terabyte PCIe 5.0 Samsung 9100 Pro. And this is a 4 terabyte PCIe Gen 4 990 Pro. So that is 6 terabytes of very fast M.2 storage right there. I don't know why this feels weighty, like there's something in there. But no, that's right. I've opened these before. This just has some cardboard packaging in there that has some weight to it. Oh, it's this like thing here. I was like, what, did you just send extra storage? Thanks, Mikey. Can go up to 180, says Yazoful. You're just talking about the keyboards. Bone Shock. Hope you're doing. Hope you're doing well. How you doing? I just combined the how you doing and hope you're doing well thing. Did you do anything for fun for Halloween yesterday? Yes, we had trick-or-treaters and we watched Ghostbusters and other stuff. So this is just some different things from the motherboard or from the cooler. Like this is from the cooler. This is just different mounting solutions here, mounting hardware in case you want to take the cooler and use it on another PC that's maybe not going to be the same socket and it needs, you need your Intel backplate, that kind of thing. That's all right here. And the very important, do not throw this away. I always tell you guys, the very important CPU socket cover. So that, if you have to take your CPU out and RMA your motherboard, you put the cover back on there. This looks like it is this is a 12V 2x6 adapter that likely came with the GPU, with a warning on it saying, hey, If it looks like that, it's not fully plugged in. Plug it all the way in, you goober. What are you doing? An Aorus, what is this? Okay, it's just Aorus things for the motherboard, including some stickers and things to like... You can do things like putting stickers on stuff when you get stickers, in case you didn't know that. Not sure you knew that, chat. Just helping. And this is a thing that Fantex does. That always makes me happy. I love seeing this. When you buy a Fantex case, which is what this PC is obviously built in, you get this, which is a container that is a divided organizer for all of the case screws. Other case manufacturers, please do this. And there are a few that do now, that totally copied their game, but hey, that makes us happy. I don't know what's in here. Sounds like metal stuff. Probably from the cooler or something like that. Northern Lights, what's going on? We're doing good. How about you? More cables and things, some screws. And that stuff, whatever that stuff is, probably for the case itself. These are probably pieces from the case. Don't worry, I'm putting it all back very carefully. But just so you kind of know what everything is when you get it, Braxton. These are pieces from the Lee strimmer cables, because there are strimmer cables in this. Spoilers, sorry. Looks like this is a gigabyte anti-sag bracket thing. That's cool. I guess it wasn't needed in this build, but there it is. This is a Seasonic, not a PSU tester, but this is a thing if you're doing like something like you're trying to fill a loop for a custom loop. This kind of thing can help. This is the fan that comes with the GPU. You can actually run a back fan on the GPU if you want. Very, very cool. Just goes on top of there, screws in, and you have a reverse bladed setup here. I guess it wasn't necessary to put in there. I think we lost Mikey there for a bit, because usually a talkative dude. Looks like a cleaning cable, cleaning cloth rather. Looks like a cleaning cloth for the case because it says Fantex on it. Just a lot of stuff. Just all the little bits and bobs. Your PCIe slot covers right there. There you go. The box for the RAM, which we went all out on that too, believe me. This, in case you were wondering earlier when I moved this right here is for the strimmer cables. So they don't have RGB cables for them, just power. Actually, no power cables. They really just are cable extensions with nothing else coming off of them to run RGB or anything. There's just a very small wireless receiver on each cable, and this can control them. And that just plugs into the back of the PC. Yeah, the OG Ghostbusters. Yes. Absolute classic. This says Seasonic on it, so you can be sure this has your spare modular cables. Nice and neatly packaged in there. You're definitely, probably, maybe going to want this Aorus badge. It's pretty rad, I guess. And the box for your CPU, plus some SATA cables. I mean, this is just a bunch of that, all the stuff, all the things. This actually can help you with connecting your front panel connectors, making it just a unified block, unless the case itself already comes with that, which I'm thinking Fantex has been doing for a little bit. But okay, and this is just a, looks like a PWM cable here. That's it. That's all the stuff. And try to get that Tetris back in place, how it was before. Another Seasonic thingy. Okay. Yeah, I'll work this out before I send it out. I'll get that all packed up nice and neat. But yeah, there you go. That's what SIKPCS does. And now for my back's least favorite part. I get to take the PC out of the box. So, 1 second. I will do that in just a moment. Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I got it, guys. Remember, if you see somebody else say it, you don't have to say it. I read chat constantly. Well, once I'm in the PC, once I'm, then I'm not going to, but still. Okay. Well, it's recording on the mic, so at least that exists. Anyway, what was I saying? I was reading Lone Vaquero's comment there, talking about how they got used to 120, 180 hertz and can't go back to 60. I was saying it's the same thing with TVs. Like, you get used to a certain size of TV, and you get used to it. Like, if you have a smaller TV, like say you have a 48-inch or a 55-inch TV, you're just used to that, even if it's kind of far away. Like, you're used to watching stuff on that. Then you get yourself like a 65 or a 75, and you're like, damn, I was watching on a small-ish TV. Like, there's usually this is not the best, I don't know if it's the best example, but like there's usually a distance you want to be from any TV that's just about right for the perfect view. But I mean, no living room is going to you're not going to build your living room around that. But yeah, then a month later, you're used to that 75 or 65. We just get used to that kind of stuff. That's why I think a lot of people are just used to. Oh, ignore that. That's from earlier. I'm talking to myself. Okay. I forgot what I was saying. Doesn't matter. It was just an anecdote anyway. Same time typing. Same time typing? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's 60 hertz on your side monitors is fine. Like, and a lot of people have that, where they have a gaming monitor and then they have a standard monitor. I think I'm gonna open this on the floor, then bring the inside box up here. But this is what I like to see when it comes to shipping a PC. I don't want to see the case box as the only box you got. There's a few reasons for that. It just showcases to whoever's looking at the package or delivering, moving the package around or whatever, whoever comes in contact with it, hey, there's a very likely expensive gaming PC in here. And, you don't always want that. So then we just walk this out. Braxton, you'll probably want to do the same. Oh my goodness. Dante, you okay? What does that mean? Porch pirates. Pirates. Got it. You were responding to Rarutu. Yes, you don't want that. Also, a lot of times when you're ordering a PC, the delivery will require a signature anyway. So porch pirates aren't usually an issue there. There we go. I had a piece that came in a wooden crate. Yeah, there's a few companies that do it. And Braxton, yes, the box is heavy, so please be careful. Wooden crate would be a cool paint job for a PC case. Sure. If you're going to go with any wooden kind of theme, I would go with like a treasure chest or something. That'd be kind of cool, depending on the look of it. I mean, I see this style of case, and I'm just like, there's so much you can do with that in terms of like theming. Yeah. You should. That's upcycling, Ruchu. That's what you want to do with stuff like that. Okay. If you've never seen me unbox a PC, I have a very particular method that makes it pretty safe to do, because you'd be surprised at how many people have had tell me, "Hey, how do I take my PC out of the box? I don't want to break it. I don't want to drop it. I don't want to mess it up." And yeah, I do have a particular method for that. Just make sure this is okay. Cool. Thank you. Got the shipping label to send it off to Braxton. There's a sort of walkthrough for initial setup, which is pretty cool. I like to see that. I'd like to see it maybe with pictures, but Mikey, you could also just do a video. You know what I mean? Just make a video for your customers when they open the PC, or you can send them to my how to set up your new PC video. Open PC case, and then remove any interphone packing, stuff like that. Your power supply connection, video output, Wi-Fi setup, all that stuff. It's all here. Okay. Warranty policy, other things. This is just the stuff that you're going to get. PCI USB expansion card to be installed in another PC. Leanly GPU streamer. Bracket in left side. Oh, yeah. I remember what that is. Okay. I saw a handwritten thing. I was like, what is this? But anyways. So. Inside the box, there is packing tape. Oh, this is for me, isn't it? To pack up the... I've got packing tape. Like, I'm good. Oh, hold on. This is not tracking, of course. There we go. I assure you, I have shipped out enough PCs to where I actually have the full-on, like, freight type of shipping place dispenser thing. But that is thoughtful. I appreciate it. I will send it along. I'll send it along with the PC. Thank you. It's thoughtful. There's your C13 power cable right there. This is a high wattage power supply, so you'll find the gauge on this is thicker. So you don't want to use just any cable if you're going to be doing anything intensive on the PC. You want to use the one that came with it. And this is just extra. So here's what I don't have a pen to do it, but I have this, I am recording this, so I'll be able to watch my process of unboxing it and then reverse it to pack it up exactly as it was. But this is Instapack. This just is an expanding foam that gets form-fitted to whatever it's enclosed with. And that just gives a little extra protection. Like there's one here that was on the side, so it looks like that. And it fits perfectly into this. There's like this ridge here. It fits perfectly into there. Just a little extra protection. Here's something nice. This is the, oops, I hit my top-down camera. Let's not do that. This is the outer box for the GPU. That's cool. You can kind of put this up somewhere in your room because you can actually sort of unfold this. All the flaps are there, so you can sort of shape this into a nice bit of decor for your setup somewhere, I guess. There's your Wi-Fi antenna. I feel like this could have been in the motherboard box, but either way, it's fine. Blackhead says, not a Mac unboxing, but do enjoy Dell. Not a Dell unboxing either. And I don't recommend Dell also, by the way, for desktop PCs. I don't do anything to... I try not to do anything that would just greatly increase e-waste, and promoting Dell is a great way to do that, actually, to promote e-waste. The Beta Noir, the Bet Noir. Sorry. Hi, do you have any thoughts on using hospital-grade power cords? No, I don't. I've never done it. I don't see a need for it. There are very high-grade power cords for power supplies. You don't need... Use the one that comes with your power supply. That's my thoughts. The one that comes with your power supply is the one you use. Cool, cool. Oh, a lot of motherboards now have these quick connectors for your Wi-Fi. I appreciate it because I've, tested a bunch of PCs and I hate screwing in those old coax ones. But for the average person, you're going to connect it once and then just like leave it there forever. So the quick connect is neat, but it's just that. It's neat. Okay, so that's the back of our PC. With let's see, yeah, so this is the top right there. So here's what I do. Here's the way that I unbox these, and I will show you. Let's get this back on track. Right there. Stop. Okay. So once you've done all that, you just fold these flaps down. Well, you don't have to fold the ones on your left side. And then you gently flip it over. Now, while you're doing this, you want to sort of see how this hand is sort of keeping it in place until it's fully flat. That's what you want to do. Actually, let me do something real quick. Before I do that, you push these out. These little handle parts can get stuck with the styrofoam. So I'm going to flip this around and do that for the other side as well. There we go. Why not Dell Latitude, older model? Now, I think it's not quite what most gamers are looking for, honestly. Okay, so this hand right here is holding the PC in as I flip it over. And then we just very gently lift this right off. Oh, something fell out, okay. Oh, I think that was more Instapack for me. Hold on, my top-down camera is in the way. There we go. Yes, Mikey, thank you for sending more Instapack. I have my own, but I was almost out. So it's not cheap stuff. I see you. More panels there of Instapack, so that locks in right there. Okay, we're remembering all these things. And another Instapack. Mikey, thank you. Okay, now, which side was the top, which side was the bottom? No, you're good. You're good. Oh, wait. Either way, doesn't matter. We're going to lift up one side. And pull that off. There we go. And there's these sort of cardboard corner protectors, which is cool. Ow, that just crushed my fingers. Okay. It's a heavy PC. A lot of hardware in there. This is still in its protective sort of cover. We're going to leave it there. I think this was the PCIe USB card that's going apparently into another PC. Okay. Don't know what that's about. I just built a new Lazy Susan that is larger, can handle more weight. Okay. Put a Lazy Bray label on that? Yeah. I do want my own brand Lazy Susan. Are we ready, though? And here it is. The pinnacle of PC performance. Well, the Instapack that is protecting the pinnacle of PC performance. Oh, hey, look, Chad, it's you. I really like the recessed part of the back of the case. And you have cable management straps right there for actually running your cables up, keeping them nice and neat. This is my first time reviewing a PC that's using the Fantex Evolved X2. That's what case this is. It's quite a gorgeous one as well. I mean, I've seen this at CES, Computex, all that, but no company has sent me one with it. So this is a first. But, okay, now there is apparently we got to remove this top panel before we can remove the side panel. That just comes off very easily there. Love to see it. And there's a screw right there. So I was like, I feel like I need to do something first, which we will. Rubu, what's up? Yes, it is a very snazzy case. Are you doing customer build or other? This is from a boutique PC builder. And this is for a customer who is also a community member. And they requested that that it be sent to me so I can unbox it and test it, like I've done with. I've had system integrators, you know, PC companies, send me PCs for review. This is not quite that, because in this case, I'm instead reviewing a customer's PC and then sending it off to them. But this is a very, very high-end boutique builder PC here. So this is a screw that keeps a side panel in during shipping. You don't want to try to yank this thing off while that's still in there. And it just comes right off. That is a large piece of tempered glass. If you have a tile floor, this never touches it, all right? And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the box for the PC, for the case. I think it just goes right in there. And you can see this is very well packed. Now, do you come off? I believe I have to take off this side first if I want to take off the front piece. So let's go ahead and do that. This also has glass on this side with yet another screw that is holding it in. Very helpful stickers on this. Zelmov, thank you for the lurk. Spray the water filter? What? Huh? Oh, Black Cat, yo. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Sorry for the bad way starting off here. No, you're good. That wasn't a bad way. You're good. I mean, I was just giving my opinions on Dell, really. But no, yeah. Be welcome and enjoy yourself. This is custom PC stuff. This is cream of the crop stuff right here. I'm actually probably going to leave this in here. This should just help me get this out. Because that looks like it goes that way. Ah, there's a screw right there. Clever. Very clever. Stubby ain't doing it, so we're going to make it not stubby. we go. And now I can get these out. PC was a want, not a need, but I'm so excited to get it, and perhaps it will turn into a need. Yeah, true. That's under GPU right there. Ah, that went behind our AIO tubes. And there it is. Look at that. There we go. Look at that. So these cables are special. If you haven't seen streamer cables before, you'll see what I mean. Is that a peel? No, I don't think it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, but there it is, chat. Ignore that. That's just a shell that goes around the cable. But yeah, look at that thing. What a chonker of a GPU. Everything, Aorus, everything in the same color, matching perfectly with the Fantex coloring. Just an absolutely gorgeous PC. And of course that see-through sort of aspect there with the chimney style effect on the airflow. And yeah, really just a gorgeous, okay, it's got a fat basement. It does. That's where all your cable management is going to have to go, because as you can see, there's not a lot right here. Though we do need to take a look at that. And there is your cable management. Anytime you have extensions, your cable management's going to look a little different, you know. But I think it looks quite good. Let's get my face closer so it'll... There we go. Everything managed. Mischief managed. There you go. Everything where it's supposed to be, going where it's got to go. Now, of course, we're not going to test this thing with all the panels off. That would just be silly. Okay, the color match is excellent. Absolutely. Is this an AMD build or Intel? This is an AMD build. Come on. Screws are running away from me today. All right, there we go. Of course, taking a look at the rear I/O, it is quite nice on this one. So you'll see four USB 2.0 right there. It's where your mouse, keyboard, headset kind of stuff's going to go. Two USB 3.0s there. This is one of these right here. So that is going to be two more USB 3.0s right there. So all four of these blue ones right there being 5 gigabit per second. The two USB Type-Cs right here are 40 gigabit per second USB 4 with DisplayPort out. You have two 10 gigabit per second Type A's. And then you have on this 2.5 gig Ethernet, Wi-Fi 7 on this. And of course, you do have an HDMI port, but Mikey has put the thing that covers the HDMI from the GPU into this one, because you're not going to use that HDMI right there. You're going to plug your HDMI into your GPU right there, or DisplayPort. And yes, of course, I'm leaving all the peels on this. This is a community member's PC. I'm not doing peels for them. Like, that's their thing to enjoy. Well, I guess we'll leave this panel off just to power it on. Sorry, I'm just taking a look here. Gathering my thoughts. So when I mentioned that there was a handwritten note in the paperwork there was an incident that happened apparently with this particular cable here, where I've worked with Lee Strummer cables. They're kind of a pain in the butt. The modern versions, the wireless ones. The reason is different AIB card manufacturers, like add-in board partners that make, either NVIDIA or AMD cards, but in particular in this case, that make NVIDIA cards. Gigabyte, MSI, Asus, all that. They'll have their 12V 2x6 connector or 12VH power connector oriented one way or the other. So Lee is like, okay, we want to make cables for this. We want to make really good cables for this that also have RGB and wireless and all this cool stuff. Yeah. But we don't know whether the builder is going to come from the top with it or from the bottom with it, and what orientation that socket's going to be on the GPU. So it is removable and reversible and breakable. So apparently, and I was told about this beforehand, the housing on it happened to crack. This is just something that guides the cable, not the cable itself, just a plastic piece that guides the cable. It happened to form a crack in it. And this was told to Braxton, right? And Braxton said, run with it. It's fine. Instead of basically, because when that happens, there's not spare parts for these here. And Lee, you're not going to find just these little plastic bits on sale on Amazon. So that would have been SIKPCS ordering a whole new cable, and that's fine, but I don't think Braxton wanted to wait that whole time. So, as you can see here, Braxton knows about it, and that's kind of the reason that it's going to be sort of off to the side like this, instead of like that. With a little adjustment, you can get it to sit just about right. But really, again, it's just a guide for the cable. This is not, wires don't shatter. They don't crack, they don't shatter. It's just the plastic here. And I recently did a build where I had to do this for somebody. And yeah, it's a pain in the butt. It is a pain in the butt to do these cables. But yeah, Mikey was like, hey, do you want to wait for me to get the other cables in? Or do you want me to put different cables in here? Or do you want to just send it as it is? And I'll have a handwritten note signed that you agreed to that. And Braxton was like, yeah, send it. Let's go. So that's the story there. It could happen again, too, with a new one. It's true. That is true. I'm sure I missed it. What's the cost of this build? Braxton, what was the budget on this one? I think it was like $7K. I mean, you have to understand, this is a 5090 in this build. These GPUs can get up to $3,000, $3,500 just for the graphics card. Prices have been better, but when you're looking for one that's a high-end card in white like this, it's not cheap. And this also has the top-of-the-line CPU that money can buy, a very high-end motherboard, tons of RAM, just like everything. This thing has everything. So, yeah. Also the case, the Fantex X2, the fans that were put in the case, the D30s that came with this. The Fantex D30 fans are pretty pricey. So, yeah, it's really all premium all the time. That's just the whole deal here. 3K is basically my whole PC. I mean, that was the comment, Crash. Whenever pricing came out, for the actual pricing came out for those GPUs, people were like, that's a price on a whole computer. But you guys have to remember what you're looking at here. You're not looking at a price to performance build. This is hey, I want top-end parts. I want everything to be premium. I want this built by a small boutique builder that is going to be one builder from start to finish, no assembly line nonsense here. And all of that. That's what this is. that comes with an associated cost. And there's various reasons for that. A boutique builder puts out fewer units per week, per month, per year than a high volume seller. And basic economics tells you that in order for a business like that to keep running, with fewer units, you have to have a little bit higher profit margin per unit in order to make the business viable. There's that. But also the attention to detail that you get, the unique customer service experience with the builder and owner of the company speaking directly with Braxton throughout the process, all of that is it's like nothing else. It'll play Farming Sim 25 so good, 60 FPS. Yeah, the only thing I'm not recommending is I don't know. I always go to the watch out for that watch out for that Minesweeper RTX. It's a little bit much for even this thing. Anyways, so we are going to power this up and run it as it is. I'm not going to fiddle. I need to not fiddle with that, honestly. Actually, no, we're going to go there. Oh, is this not going to turn on? Really? Come on, little camera. There you go. Right there. Hi. Follow me. Thank you. And we're just going to come this way here. Perfect. Stop right there. Thank you. Honestly, as much of a pain in the butt as this gimbal thing is, it's pretty cool for changing shots and whatnot. Actually, I do have something that I want to do. Let me switch around here real quick. Let's get you back on following right there. High five, buddy. Okay. Follow me there, and we're going to switch to top-down mode. And I'm going to turn on... No, that's not the button I wanted. This is my wireless cam setup here. Let's get a quick little tour through the system. Check that out, yeah? Just to give you a little closer up. Gorgeous motherboard, really nice cooler that matches the aesthetic of basically everything else in the build. Those Lee and Lee streamer cables are going to be bright AF. There's that GPU. You have a couple more PCIe slots there for add-in cards if you want. The bottom intake fans, which are reverse flow. A little bit better look at the I/O on the back. Not very good lighting back here, unfortunately. Of course, that's where you plug in your monitor there. Not there. There. Oh, it doesn't like being on the other side of this PC. I have to basically have line of sight for the wireless connector. Okay, we're good. There we go. I really like the brushed metal look on this. Absolutely gorgeous. Really just, this case aesthetically is like nothing else. There we go. That looked like a scratch, just a little fuzzy. Got it off of there. So that's kind of an all the way around thing. And then it wraps around the whole bottom of that. It's just such a cool look. You have RGB down there as well. Ooh. I should probably not get like the cheapest wireless HDMI possible and actually get a good one. But there you go. And my Voltron back there. Hell yeah. And then there's you, chat. Hi. How's it going? And there's my gimbal camera. Hello. Let's see it move around. There it goes. I recently reset it up, so my cable management on it is terrible. But, yeah. Anyway. There it is, guys. There's the PC. Mostly gaming, Black Cat. Sailor, what's going on? Welcome. And let's get this back in place here. And high five. Okay. Nope. Nope, that high five didn't work for you. How about now? High five. There you go. Okay. Let me get some lights shut over here real quick. And here we go. Let's power this thing on. Oh, I should have shown this. Let me actually show this real quick. Do that. And this. Just a reminder for all of you guys. When you're going to go power on your PC, if it doesn't power on and you're panicking, don't worry. You probably forgot to switch the 0 to 1 right there. 0 is off, 1 is on. Cool? Cool. All right. Where is the power button? I've not worked with this thing before. Oh, I didn't realize, but there is foam down here. You couldn't really see that part because of where the... Yeah, that's just foam to protect the bottom there. There's some in the back here because the thing about... One cool thing about this case is that it gets this floating look, which is very, very cool. This is what I'm talking about right here. There was just some... Hello? Not that. There we go. There was some foam down there that I removed. But without that, you get this really cool floating look for the base that I like a lot. Of course, your front panel I/O is right there. Dual USB 3.0 and a Type-C cable there, a Type-C port there, and your... combo headphone microphone jack right there. See, this thing's useful. I obsessed over it for a good reason, I swear. It took me a long time to build that out and make it work, I'm telling you. Okay, let's power it up. Love the screen on the GPU. Yeah, it's very cool. Well, we're about to see that. Tried to run Fear on my PC and it ran around 3 FPS. That's unfortunate, Crash. Okay, so... I actually literally don't know where the power button is on this thing. Is it like hidden? Is it under here? What are we doing? What's happening? I will literally press the power button that's on the motherboard because there is one. Oh, it's right there. Okay, it's because I don't have the top panel on. That's my bad. It's part of the top panel, okay? That's why. Stop. So yeah, it is part of the top panel right there. So all I saw was the actual like mechanical buttons under there. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, this has those like, okay, so this Gigabyte card has a slight strobing effect to the RGB on the fans. That's what you're seeing kind of flashing on the bottom there a little bit. I was like, what is that? But damn. Streamer cables are insane, by the way. It doesn't, I promise you, it doesn't look quite as bright as what you're seeing here. Stop it, camera. I've had you in the perfect spot and you messed it up. Stop. See, I can't gesture with this thing. It's a little bit annoying. Okay, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I have this. Where is my ND filter for my camera? Well, I can just change the brightness on it a little bit. It's not helping, actually. I think I just need to leave that as it is. Now, you can change the brightness level of the RGB if you're concerned about it in your own setup. You can lower the brightness level. It's not hard to do. It does look sick. You're right about that. What's the specs real quick? 9950X3D, right? Or is it 9800X3D? One of the two. And 5090. High-end motherboard. I think we went 96 gigs of RAM, maybe. Erica Faye, what's up? I have $3. Deal? It's not mine to sell. Otherwise, it would absolutely be a deal. Sure, but it's not mine to sell. This is already sold. Hey, yo, Black Cat, absolutely. Anytime, come on back. It's no problem. We talk PCs 3 times a week. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. 64 gigs of RAM. Okay. Yeah, you see, I should have checked my notes before this. I even have a list of all the parts because I can just go to our spreadsheet and check all that out. But not bad. I look at this on the case. Like, look at the touches right there of RGB, like going back right there. Absolutely gorgeous. And if we look at the top, that might actually be my wireless camera on. We'll see. Hold up. Erica Faye, how you been, though? What's going on? Is it the wireless camera? It is. Yeah, look at that, though. Oh, I need to get this thing to follow me. There we go. Absolutely insane. Look at that. Oh no, the GPU fans aren't running. It's because it's not doing anything. Very comfy, the usual chill, can't complain. It seems it's been busy for you though. Oh yeah. Actually just got back from TwitchCon and then San Francisco doing 2 PC build streams, collab streams, and then coming back and having to basically scramble to set up for an unboxing stream. But I love it. I get to do computer things for a living. Isn't that great? Are you guys seeing the vision here now with the wireless camera? Is this making sense? Look at that. It's like a slider. Insane. You got a little screen. Oh. You can do it, camera. You can do it. So now you can kind of see the pattern with the auto adjusting of the brightness on this. You can see that it's a purple and white pattern on the streamer cables, although they probably need this plugged in. Hold on. Where did I put it? I think I put it with the stuff for the motherboard. And that is right here. I'm so nervous I couldn't watch until now. Still don't know if I'll make it. Yeah, I was lamenting this right here because like I had to, you know how, like the point of this thing is to be able to swap around the orientation of the 12V 2x6 connector. I actually had to do that 3 times on the build I used this in and it was a nightmare every time. The final product is amazing of these cables. I love the streamer cables. The final product is amazing. The PC looks insane. Let's get closer to it so you don't see my cable mess. You should log in. I'm gonna. Hey, Braxton's happy. The person who needs to be happy is happy. That's what matters. Signal RGB hasn't loaded yet. Okay. You know, I saw the pictures. I know. But yeah, okay, you got it. What's up, Lynx? We built the PC. No, Peckish. I do like building PCs, but what I do more often is review pre-built PCs. I take my PC building knowledge and I apply it to basically grading different PC building companies and seeing how they do with their PCs, what you can expect if you order a PC from them, all of that. But okay, let me get a keyboard hooked up. I bet Braxton is enjoying himself with this. I know I would be. What mouse am I using? I guess I'll use this guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the wrong. Already, I immediately used the wrong mouse to control the wrong PC. What's up, Big Ordy 66? How's it going? What's up? Or Cash? How's it going? I think it was 9800 X3D because I think it was a Ryzen 7 9000 series box in the mobile box. 9800 X3D. There you go. Almost ordered me a 5090, but I will wait for the 6000 series. I'll keep using my 4070 Super. TI Super. Yeah, that's a good card. Where's that? Hold on, I gotta know. I like that chunky GPU. Bradenton PC Repair. I gotta check them out. Someone should just make a PC case that looks like a giant Nintendo Wii. Crash, that's very specific. But I don't think Nintendo would be too big a fan of that. Okay. Just need to move this here because I'm not going to be able to see it after a bit. Switching my monitor over to the PC. This is a PC you take to trade shows. Oh yeah, no, it is. That's what you're looking at here. Is yeah, every detail is don't look at the back of my streaming PC. It is insane how much stuff I have plugged in there. There we go. When I talk about using a lot of USB when you stream, I'm not kidding. Like you use a lot, depending on how into it you get. Okay, switching to other inputs. There we go. That should come up. Peckish, what are we doing right now? I'm going to be logging into the PC. Oh, okay. I guess I should go to Discord to get the login. Unless Mikey hasn't sent it to me yet. For some reason. Mikey, would you mind sending me the login? Would be much appreciated. Cannot move on till you get it, till you send that over. Can I get your opinion on AIO I'm planning on buying this week? Not at the moment, no. I am. You can just say what it is. If I know it offhand, I'll tell you what I think. But I can't go research anything right now because I'm doing a unboxing and review stream right now. You still have promo codes for pre-builders? I do, Cash. They are in the Discord under the coupon codes channel. Okay, thank you. That is what I needed. Thank you. I didn't know there was going to be one, and often there's not. So I didn't. I would have asked for it before I started the stream, had that been the case, had I known. ID Cooling is they make pretty good stuff. I think Gamers Nexus does have them as a video sponsor at times, and they don't allow a sponsor with a bad product. Basically, they evaluate products themselves. So I would say ID Cooling is probably in the clear. Rurutu's got a good point. Thank you, camera. 1 second. Here we go. And there you go. So what Mike was telling me was to log into the PC because Signal RGB is not like a BIOS level thing. It won't load until you log into your account to your Windows desktop, all that. Excuse me. So now we have our colorway of everything purple. Because I am very, very, I'm a very simple person, very easy to please. And as you might be able to tell, I definitely have a favorite color. Yeah, generally Rurutu, the LCD versus non-LCD AIOs are just the same hardware, but one has a screen on it. Usually that's the case. Brave, you seen the Goth Kid on Vacation from SNL? I have not. Cool Stuff that was talking about the 9800X3D. By the way, welcome, Cool Stuff. I never said hi to you, but hi, welcome. But there we go. All right, we are in. Let us see if we can. Let me see. I think I set this up right here. There we go. Now you can see the PC. I generally will set when I'm setting this up for somebody. I'll generally set L-Connect to be minimized upon startup, but this is really mostly running for the streamer cables. And I'm going to show you really quick. You can go to Quick Sync Lighting. Braxton, you can go to Quick Sync Lighting, and you can actually change some of the effects here. I like the blank screen and the no need to remind me again. Okay. Or you can go to the L wireless utility and have more fine control, which is what we're looking at here. And that's how that was set up. But yeah, generally, I will go to settings and I will start this. I'll set this to hide on system tray when auto run on boot. There you go. And also when you close it, it will minimize to the tray. This does continue running, but it's mostly system monitoring, stuff like that. So that's usually fine. You can keep this up if you want to have some telemetry on your desktop. But there you go. And welcome to a whole new level. What happened to the background? I didn't do that. Is it freaking out because it's going through a capture card? It might be freaking out because it's going through a capture card. 1 second. Is it in here? Where you got it at, Mikey? Where's your background at? Can we play Pal World? No. I mean, I usually have a specific set of... Ah, dang it. My drive is in my camera bag, and that is so far away right now. It's in the other room. I'm going to have to grab that. That sucks, because I'm, like, boxed in here. LC is, like, brand new, released in the USA. Like, today, it's been in Australia for a while. Oh, got to Australia first. That's cool. Oh, so there's a performance version. I got you. I want to play hardware monitor. That's usually what we do. Okay, I got to get that drive. I should have thought... again, I generally don't have these things scheduled for right after a trip, but I didn't want to make Braxton wait much more. I think I erased the background. I typically include the media folder, but I failed to this time. Okay, that's fine. Are you doing gaming tomorrow? No, I've started doing PC matchmaking on Sundays, where it's just Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, PC matchmaking, but I don't know. We'll see. Is my mic a little extra hot right now? Is my mic a little too loud, guys, by the way? Just curious. Anyways, so anyway, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go and grab my drive that has all the games on it already loaded, so that I don't have to download games or anything, and I don't want to have to do that here. You got to understand that is one of the difficult things about these is, like, every time I test one of these, I have to log into my Steam, and then I have to make sure that I log out of Steam, and I tell Steam, don't remember my information, log me out, all that stuff. I definitely don't want to, like, install, like, my games if they're not games that, if it's going to somebody, that if it's not games that they own, things like that. So it's always a little bit weird. So let me go and grab that. I love having... Listen... Get you a sit-stand desk that has casters on it, because then you can just wheel it around. It's really cool. All right. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay. So a real quick note for those of you who are like, I want to have more storage, but I don't want to open my PC. There are M.2 enclosures like this, and it's just USB Type-C, and this is 20 gigabit per second. So very, very quick communication. Essentially, it should not really hurt anything in terms of gameplay. And the enclosures themselves, you of course have to buy the drive separately, but the enclosure itself, generally not very expensive, anywhere from $30 to $40, depending on the quality of it. This one's a little bit extra. It has like RGB for some reason. I just wanted the 20 gigabit per second one, but they were like, well, then you're getting RGB with it. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, these can be really, really handy. I do want to say that adding storage to your PC is one of the easiest things that you can do to a PC, but that doesn't mean that you have to do it. There is another note that I've got for you guys that I wanted to talk about. And it's something I mentioned to Mikey, like, in the Discord, but this controller for the Li and Li streamer cables, and if you have Unifans, the newer Unifans, it comes, you know, it'll have this, it'll either come with it or you have to buy that separately. It's the wireless USB controller. This allows some of those devices to not have RGB cables coming out of them. They just get power, like PWM power, which also can run the RGB as well. And then this controls it, but it's a pretty large dongle. So what I do, looking at this, there's actually not anything plugged into the USB 2.0 headers down there. And what I did when I was setting some of these up for somebody in a build I was doing for them was I put a cable in there that is not like this one exactly. What did I do with it? Here. It's not like this one exactly. This one is a splitter right here. So this goes to the USB 2.0 header, and it splits it into two more headers there. That's not what I have it somewhere here. I couldn't find it before the stream, but instead it goes to the USB 2.0 header and gives you just USB ports internally. And then you can have this just inside the cable management area. So it's not taking up any of your rear I/O. I'm going to find that cable and I'm going to put it in there. And Mikey, I'll send you a link to the thing that I got. The reason I bought that one that I have, I'm just going to buy another one, was because of that PC right there and the terrible USB cable that it comes with. Unfortunately, it is an older AIO from Thermaltake. Still a great AIO. Like, the performance is insane. But the cable that comes with it, it sticks out, and it's micro USB. So I got this, which is a 90-degree micro USB right there, and you can cable manage it much better, but it requires an actual USB connection inside. So that's what I bought it for. It's just a USB header to Type A port cable that goes inside the PC. So if you're ever doing these Li and Li fans, just do that instead of having it sticking out of the back of the PC. Unless you only need to plug in like 5 things, then it doesn't really matter. All right, I get to sit down now. Let's do that. In fact, I don't even need this anymore. I can grab this mic. Hey, follow me, buddy. Okay, you good? Okay. Why did I go to that screen? Didn't mean to go to that screen. But here we are. Okay. Let me switch to that. There we go. Ignore the alarming sounds. Hey, my current desk setup, to be honest, my monitor stand doesn't adjust. Oh, that's annoying. Get a monitor arm. 100%. We'll fix that. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. I wanted to go to PC capture. There we go. I accidentally stepped on my pedals here. Still feel like the Elgato pedals are the best, but okay. Switch mic. And there we go. Oh, before, how much do monitor arms usually cost? You can find some for like $30 on Amazon. Okay, I forgot. I want to switch real quick, or I want to put the side panel on real quick. No problem, Crash. Okay. I guess I could just leave the... Okay. So it is what it is. Also, how does one grow such a nice beard? Time and care, I guess, and just let nature take its course. Not everybody grows a beard though, so got to keep that in mind. The main thing is generally just if you don't intend on having very good hygiene, don't bother with a beard. And the reason I say that is your skin on your face is very sensitive, and a beard will it doesn't allow your skin to, because we shed, and this is, I don't want to get gross or anything, but we shed skin cells constantly. That's how skin works. Beards don't let that happen naturally. It kind of holds it, so you have to brush it, you have to wash it, you have to use, if you can't use beard oil, things like that. Just if you want to grow a beard, please plan on taking good care of it. You know, because otherwise you're going to have a lot of irritation. It's not going to feel very good. It's not going to look very good. Just plan on taking good care of it. All right. So let me see what we have so far. Now, obviously, this isn't as clean as some PCs will come. I'm going to ask real quick, Mikey, I know you're in and out right now, but for the programs that are on here, did you ask Braxton, hey, what programs are you going to use? I'll install them for you. Discord, Steam, your Epic Games Launcher. What are you going to have on there? Or are these things that you installed and then you just don't remove them? Because, like, for me, if I put Chrome on there, I'll go ahead and remove the Microsoft Edge shortcut. I'm never going to use it. I chatted with him on Discord, so I know he used that. He also uses Battle.net because he plays COD. Got it. But yeah, so you have CPU ID for hardware monitoring. That's not what I typically use, but it is good. This is for controlling RGB, and so is Signal RGB, though. However, the issue with Signal RGB, it doesn't always, it's cool, it's very cool, but it doesn't always get like the RAM and everything. And it's pretty common to need more than one RGB program, although Signal RGB is getting very, very close to being your one-stop shop for all your RGB needs. Some stuff I will use during virtual appointments, so I just pre-install. Okay, so is there a rationale to leaving all of the stuff on the desktop, though? Is that all the stuff you're talking about? And guys, remember this, and just so I'm clear, I'm asking questions, not saying I don't like this, I don't like that. I have my way of doing things. Other people have other ways of doing things. I do want him to know what's installed. I feel you. So you do that. You show that because, hey, here, just so you know, this stuff's all here. You want to clear that off the screen, off the desktop, you can. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, again, I'm not criticizing it. That's why I'm asking, what's the rationale for it? Fuzzy donut. Yeah, we're gonna do that. It's real cute that they want you to read their release notes, but they gotta understand most people don't really want to do that. Don't want to see that. Let me check out CPU ID. Maybe I'll find that I like this layout more because it's going to be mostly the same stuff. And I feel like Hardware Monitor or Hardware Info 64. Okay, interesting. What was I saying? Hardware Info 64, I think, has a lot of really high-level stuff that a lot of people don't necessarily need. And I feel like this is going to be a little bit more focused, it looks like. Oh, not actually, no. It gets pretty detailed, so not quite what I was thinking. There's the motherboard. There is the CPU, 9800X3D. There is our RAM, which is the G.Skill Trident Z5 Neo in there. It's good to have multiple references too to check for inconsistencies. Very true. You see all those fuzzy donuts in GN Tour of the Waifu Factory? No. Crash is talking about when they toured Yeston. I haven't watched that video yet, but I came this close to installing to working with a Yeston GPU, and sadly I didn't get to. It was for the PC World stream. We did a PC build stream when I was in San Francisco about a week ago, and I got to build a PC on stream with them. It was great. But we had the viewers vote on the GPU, and we didn't go with the Yeston card, unfortunately. Or did we? We might have. I don't remember. It was all a blur. I mostly just remember being trolled by Adam. So I'm going to break all this down to where it's just the CPU and the GPU. Right now, we're going to be focused on the GPU. Now, when you look at a case like the Fantex Evolve X2, you might think, well, where are the side intake? They gave up side intake fans in order to have glass there. Is that going to hurt the thermals? And I mean, chimney-style airflow is not a new thing. And when you look at something like, say, the Lean Lee 011 Evo and Evo RGB, when they launched those, they made it to where you could mount your GPU where those fans would go anyway. So you actually lose that side intake anyway. They wouldn't set that up unless they knew it could thermally perform. There's all these little things, but we're going to go ahead and run it and see how it does. So we're going to go to, heck, let's do 4K. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. Guys, every time, like when you're setting up your PC, it's something I need y'all to make sure you do, okay? When you get that fancy monitor with high refresh rate, go right-click your desktop, go to Display Settings, and then if you have multiple monitors, you're going to select your main monitor that you game on, and just go through each one and do this. Go down to Advanced Display, and it's going to default to 60 hertz. Is that what you want? Is that why you bought that monitor? First off, I'm going to scale this up some, and I'll scale it back down before I send the PC. I just want, well, hello, is this thing not going to scale with it? That's great. Very cool. Thank you, Hardware Monitor, for not scaling at all. I wanted it to be more legible for you guys, but that's okay. Do you have NVIDIA drivers? I mean, I'm sure this has the drivers on it. Some apps won't respond to, oh, I have to close and reopen it. Sure. Close it, reopen it. Yes. And there we go. That's more legible for you. Also, it drives me crazy when the taskbar is not auto-hide. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. But I can undo it if you don't like that, Braxton. I just like to auto-hide the taskbar. It gives you more desktop space. Anyways, so yeah, Advanced Display. Change it from 60 hertz to whatever the maximum is. It'll run it. It'll test it. If it works, hit, keep changes. We'll be working on that soon. Just finished the Zorro build. Might add some more RGB into it. What? Oh, did I miss something that y'all were saying? Y'all were talking about? I guess it didn't like it. Let me try that again. Might leave it at 120. Okay. It's not liking that through my capture card for some reason. So we'll do 120. No, I just got back here. Oh, wait, okay, when I was mentioning display settings. All right, we'll do 120. And keep changes. If it lets me, can we please? There we go. Keep changes. Give me HDMI no signal. What are you doing? Okay, well my capture card might be freaking out. Sorry. I might need to bypass it and go direct to my monitor just to fix this. Yeah, it's a capture card thing. It's not, okay. All right, it's just going to keep flashing. This is great. So you see how once I unplug the monitor, it's running 120 hertz just fine. So you guys know how picky I am about PCIe lanes in on motherboards. The thing is, this motherboard that I use for my streaming PC, I put a capture card that requires 4 lanes of PCIe Gen 2 into a PCIe Gen 4 X1 slot. And it's not a small slot. It's like a full size, so it can fit the card. But it's like it's trying to condense all that traffic down to 1 lane of PCIe Gen 4, which in terms of bandwidth is exact same as 4 lanes of PCIe Gen 2. That's how the generations work. But sometimes it gets a little weird about it. I actually asked AverMedia about that, and they were like, it should work. And I'm like, it usually does. So good job. This time it's freaking out a little bit. I just had a thought. 1 second. Stay right there. There you go. Okay, that was my fault. Actually, my speculations were incorrect. The cause was actually this. That's just an HDMI coupler. And I was using that to make it to where I can move the PC around while it's plugged in and it won't have any issues. And yeah, shouldn't have used that. So there you go. Troubleshooting, baby. Let's go. Alucard didn't miss anything on the YouTube side. They've been pretty quiet for a while. There's people there. The people are watching. But, you know, YouTube is chill when it comes to chat. Okay. Now let's try 143.85. And it works perfectly. Yep, there you go, everybody. So, I hope we all learned a lesson there. Okay. Okay, so now that that's done, we'll go 1440. And we will just run it. We have our GPU temps right here. The GPU is going to get the benefit of the most intake, whereas the CPU is set for exhaust, which means it's going to get the slightly hotter ambient air inside the PC, and that's going to be used as exhaust for the CPU. But this is primarily a gaming PC, so that means the GPU is going to be doing most of the work anyway. Most people aren't going to spend $6-7 grand on a PC to play in 1080p. It's going to be higher resolution than that. So The 9800X 3D with a 5090 actually will have a benefit at higher resolutions, and pretty much only with the 5090 will you really see any kind of notable difference. But yeah, the CPU is not going to be running like right now. This is like is if we were running a game, right? A very, very intensive one. And our CPU is sitting at, what are we looking at? 45.7 degrees Celsius. The max is 95, by the way. I think we're okay. I thought I collapsed all these, but then I closed and reopened the program. I just want 90% of everything to be USB-C. Well, check out the Z890 Aqua crash. Z890 Aqua from ASRock. I think you'll like that motherboard. What are we running power-wise to the GPU? We are running 600 watts. Okay. Yeah, just straight up 600 watts with a max of 620. Okay. And then it dips below 600. With that in mind, our max temperature is 70 degrees. 600 watts. How much are we talking about? What do you mean? Oh, for the motherboard? It's very expensive, yeah. Yeah, still max of like 52 degrees Celsius on the CPU. Yes, and for our GPU, it's still just hanging out at 6. So what the Fuzzy Donut app is, Geeks 3D, what it is essentially, it was described to me by Kelt Reeves of Falcon Northwest as a power virus. What it is it just pushes as much power. It gives the GPU a job so difficult that it will pull as much power as it can. And then we get to check temperatures. We get to check stability. We get to check all those things. And so that's why we run the Fuzzy Donut program. I know I changed my scaling to 200. Apparently, Firmark does not recognize that. We're supposed to be able to read this. When do we get ray tracing donut? I'm pretty sure there is some ray tracing in here. I don't know, but we could also run. I mean, we could run like Port Royal or something. Sauron crossed with an orange kitty cat. Don't let my cat hear you on that one. He'd get a big head over it. Okay. The GPU temperature is climbing so slowly. I mean, we're talking about what, like 5-10 minutes ago it was like 70 degrees. Now we're at 71.2. Any game that would legit keep your GPU at 100% utilization that long, most games will like, I'm loading this whole level. Okay, cool. Or I'm just rendering whatever you're directly looking at, just things like that. There are optimizations. Do you hear that, Call of Duty? It's called optimizations. And those help to keep you from utilizing everything 100%, from running 600 watts all the time. And it just tends to help out with that. This is an extreme synthetic benchmark. It's not supposed to run like this all the time. Now, to test, how long have we been going? Let me see. I don't know if that says 6 or 8 minutes. It's either. We'll run it to 10, 15 minutes, something like that, and just hang out. How's it going, guys? How you doing? Y'all have been mighty quiet, I feel. I feel like you've been kind of quiet this whole stream. Every time I stream on a day I'm not supposed to, I feel like it shakes y'all up a little bit. And I don't mean to do that. Very sorry for doing that. This of course is sort of an odd review for me, considering it was just like a side thing where Braxton was just like, hey, I want to get a 5090 over to you. It's gonna be, it's my 5090 and I want it sent to you before it's sent to me. That was really, really cool. But we're just gonna run a few tests on this and just check out how beautiful the PC is, and I'm gonna send it right off. So it's not the average PC testing stream. It's actually a little difficult to bog down a 5090. It's an absolute monster. Part of what you're paying for when you pay the exorbitant price of a 5090 is the fact that it's not the kind of GPU that just fades into obscurity with just the next generation. Okay, the 4090 was the same way. That 4090 in there, in my editing PC, is still an absolute tank, an absolute performer. However, the 3090 was a little bit, in that regard, the difference between the 3090 and the 4090 was huge. 4090 to 5090 was also huge, and the price reflects that. There was only $100 difference in price between the 4090 and the 3090. And then there was just an additional $400 base MSRP difference in price between the 4090 and the 5090. And yeah, I mean, going from 24 to 32 gigs of VRAM, most games don't even really get close to 16 gigs. Or they'll get sometimes, depending on your settings, it can get kind of close to 16 gigs. That's why at 4K especially, 1440p usually 12 gigs is plenty. But there aren't any games, and there won't be for a long time, that can really utilize 32 gigs of VRAM. But there will be eventually. Just wait. Unreal Engine 6 is going to do it. It's going to do it. Unreal Engine 6 will be the one. Okay. I think that's enough. We ran this for about 10 minutes. Max temperature still is just crawled up to 72 degrees Celsius. I mean, it's just running really well. Temps are fine. Performance is great. And this is with it pushing 600 watts constantly. So I think we're fine there. We'll call that. And the next thing is going to be Cinebench 2024. So we can test the CPU. Although Cinebench can also test the GPU now. That's a new thing for the 2024 version, where we mostly use it for CPU. I haven't really done the GPU tests much, honestly. That's what I wanted. Is there a way to refresh this? Oh, it's warming up, processing textures. I was like, what's happening? It doesn't usually take that long to start. Now, to be clear, the 9800X3D is not a Cinebench monster, that's for sure. The 9800X3D made some admirable improvements in its non-gaming functions, like say in Photoshop. It's actually a monster in Photoshop, right there along with the 9700X. For some reason, Adobe Photoshop really, really likes AMD 8-core 16-thread CPUs. Don't ask why, because I don't know. It's just a thing. But it was a considerable leap over the 7800X3D, where the 7800X3D fell quite a bit behind the 7700X, which in that generation was the 7700X was the top CPU, consumer desktop CPU for Photoshop, and it now when the 9700X came out, that became the top consumer desktop CPU for Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop. But instead of having a big gap between that and the X3D chip and its adjacent X3D chip, the 9800X3D, when they moved the 3D cache underneath the core complex die, it improved thermals tremendously, meaning they could improve frequencies. It is overclockable as well. It can have a wider delta in performance with Precision Boost Overdrive, PBO, because it's not as thermally limited as previous 3D cache chips, which puts it right up there with its non-3D cache version in the 9700X. So it's very, very good. Yes, Samsung gaming monitors are quite good. Most of them. Read reviews, because the thing about it, Crash, is every brand will have even if they have mostly great products, there might be a stinker out there here and there, a model that just has known issues. Check out ratings.com, ratings.com. It's like the word ratings, but without that A in there. Rtings.com, and you can just look up different articles, including Samsung monitors, things like that. They have great monitor reviews on there. Very, very good site. So we're running one of the most punishing tests you can run for a CPU. Cinebench is yet another synthetic benchmark that artificially pushes your CPU to its limits. And we hit a max temperature very quickly of 81.7 degrees Celsius. That dropped as soon as the pump speed and the fan speed on the AIO increased to meet the demand of the more the higher heat production off of the CPU. So we're now sitting at 63.9 degrees Celsius on the CPU, with 66 for the overall package. 63.9 was the cores. And we can break that down to look at each of the individual cores as well, but it's just like an overall number. The CPU package temperature is really kind of what we're looking at, the overall. Throttling won't happen, though, until 93 to 95 degrees Celsius. So what you get whenever you start something, because the all-in-one liquid cooler and the fans that are attached to the radiator, likely some of the other fans in the case as well, do run off of the CPU temperature to sort of help that out. Remember this about your processor, about your CPU, when compared to a GPU. A GPU is a complete package in that it comes with a cooling solution built into the product. A CPU is just the chip by itself. You have to get the cooling solution for it separately.
So generally, case fans will be run based off of CPU demands for temperatures. And the GPU can increase its own fan speeds on the built-in cooling solution that it comes with. Okay? So it's not really apples to apples when you're comparing them in terms of their thermal needs. So what happens is when you start an operation like this, the CPU is just like, all right, hop to it, let's go. And the temperatures will spike. Now, one really good thing about liquid coolers versus air coolers. Air coolers are awesome. They've been around forever. They have one moving part that is the fan, and that is easily replaceable. They are very serviceable, very nice. That's a great thing about air coolers. They're not so great for shipping, though, because all the weight of an air cooler just hangs off of your motherboard, and kind of like a GPU does. It essentially makes it a potential projectile within your PC if it's a very big tower cooler. I have seen some very sad pictures of what's happened to some air coolers and GPUs in shipping. If they come loose, they're basically banging around inside the PC and destroying everything. There's a big that's pretty much the main reason. I personally prefer, and a lot of system integrators prefer all-in-one liquid coolers. Most of the weight of the cooler, i.e. the radiator, is mounted to the chassis, to the case itself, to the structural part of the case. Like it's part of the structure. And then the other part of it is mounted to the motherboard, but that's not the majority of the weight. That's supported by the case. So the other good thing about an all-in-one liquid cooler is that volume of liquid circulating around in the cooler is much better than most air coolers at soaking a heat spike, of dealing with the heat spike, to where the heat spike doesn't get out of hand. It's just trying to heat up this liquid, but the liquid keeps circulating through this radiator and cooling down. What's going on, right? And then as the fans ramp up, then your temperatures very quickly get under control, and it's no big deal. So that's why we'll see a max temperature for the package, the CPU package, of 83.8 degrees Celsius. But it's constantly running, actually, at about 65 degrees Celsius. That max temperature was for a matter of like a second or two before it started quickly lowering down. Only problematic air cooler I know is the Arctic Freezer 36, since those use the studs for the fans. That can be an issue. I honestly would probably tape that for shipping and then say, hey, you can remove that if you want. It is cool. I like that feature. And actually, I just remembered that I got an email from Arctic about something they wanted to work with me. So there's something they have coming up that they wanted me to talk to them about. So I got to reach back out to them. I had a long recovery period after this trip, and then I hurt my back a little bit and all of that, but I have not been caught up with stuff. And I've got another trip coming up in just like a week and a half. A shorter one, a much shorter trip. It's like 2 days there with 2 days of travel. So travel there, spend 2 days there, travel back the day after. So yeah, it's just like a 3.5, 4 day trip. So that's coming up, but that's like mid-November. All right. This has a minute 28 seconds left. The only thing I will say that is very obvious to me as a flaw in hardware monitor, Hardware Info 64 has a fourth column, which is average. As the average of these numbers here. So kind of missing that. Any stinky tofu? What, in San Francisco? No. And for the trip coming up? No. That's to Chicago. Yeah. I was just in Chicago. How are things over there? I know things were a little tense for a while, and all that. I hope everything was okay over there for you. It was all good, bit breezy and rainy. That sounds like nice weather. It's actually getting nice here in Texas too. Finally. Oh man. I'm so tired of heat. I'm not built for this. I'm half Belgian, half German. That's all cold weather, rainy weather, snow, stuff like that. I'm not built for these temperatures, but I grew up here, so I'm half used to it, half not. Okay. Well, it's finishing the final render. We'll let it go ahead and do that. But yeah, I mean, look at this. It has not changed. We reached equilibrium of 64 degrees Celsius in Cinebench 2024. So, Braxton, if you had any thermal concerns because of the unique nature of the case, you have zero to be worried about. It is running fantastically in terms of maintaining temperatures, which is kind of the job of a case to do. And that's the case's job. You gotta go to the new Harry Potter store that opened up there. There's a Harry Potter store there. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and stop that. Did a Chicago architecture boat tour. Oh, that's cool. You'd think that PCI card would have hurt temps on GPU. Well, Braxton, if you saw earlier when I was showing a tour of the PC, there's no PCI card installed in here. I saw this. Like there is a PCI card that's in the box here. Was this supposed to be installed in the PC? Because it's in this box. But also, that's not going to hurt your temps on your GPU. Because I have multiple PCs that use capture cards or PCI cards. That's only one small part of the cooling for the GPU. It's totally fine. Yeah, the GPU has a massive cooler. Yeah. Okay, no, so it's not supposed to be in there. Okay, good. Okay. All right, I'm satisfied with the stress testing. And now we can get on to some... Oh, Steam's already in here. I'm going to switch over to my... Let's bring this down here. Stick it there. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do... There we go. I have my camera kind of mounted a little higher. You probably saw when I was showing the wireless. Oh, there it goes. I messed it up. Let's do. Stop right there. There we go. Okay. Really coconut buttermilk pancakes with coconut syrup. See, I don't like coconut. That wouldn't really work for me. But I'm glad you liked it. Okay. So, what was I saying? I showed you a little bit of what my setup is for my camera. It's absolutely insane and very much overkill. But yeah, I'm able to actually adjust it out, up, down. It's mounted to the wall. It's not mounted to my desk, which means if I get angry about computers and I smack my desk, my camera doesn't shake, which is important to me because I rant a lot about computers. Anyways. I walked past the world's biggest Starbucks. Oh, that's cool. You'd think that would be in Seattle, though, right? Okay. Oh, I get what you were saying, Braxton. You said you think that PCI card would hurt temps on GPU because you didn't put a period or a question mark. I didn't know if you were asking, or I thought you were saying you would think that PCI card would hurt temps as if it was already installed. But that's not what you were saying. You were asking me. You were asking a question. There's no question mark. Okay, I got you. No, it's not going to hurt temps on the GPU. God, stop. I gesture way too much for this thing. And this is also driving me crazy. Okay. I just only have this thing on still because I'm recording audio directly into that wireless microphone. So that's just a backup of the audio. Okay. We're just going to check. Oh, uh-oh. I know that there was just a recent update to Windows that like just came out. I'll show you all this in a minute. But first I'm going to get logged into my Steam really quick. I'll log out of it and everything. Don't worry, Braxton. That is part of this. Oh, I should plug in the internet, right? 1 second. Oh, did I not plug in this Ethernet to the new switch? I just got a 10 gigabit switch, and I might not have plugged this Ethernet cable into it. 1 second. I'm just going to use the Wi-Fi. That'll be fine. Ow. Wait, no, it's getting activity. We do have connection. I was wrong. I opened this for no reason. I'm very sorry. Now it won't be fresh and crispy when you get it. What's up, Dan? How's it going? Bray, what's your last play game on Steam? Silksong. One of the best games of all time. Absolutely a masterpiece. Absolute cinema. Oh, that's sick, actually. All right, 1 second, guys. Sorry. I hope these don't require updates. That'd be great. Thanks. Oh, it's already updating. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to update 3D Mark. We can run a couple. Bray, I've got a question for you. Black or green? Black, I guess. Depends on the shade of green, really. It looks really good. Honestly, I haven't even played Hollow Knight yet. You play Hollow Knight first. You should do that. YouTube chat, are y'all okay? Y'all haven't said anything in like 45 minutes. Are y'all all right? You got me worried. They're alive, I swear. Oh my God. No OneDrive, go away. Okay. So that's updated. Okay. I will switch over here in a minute. There we go. Okay, thank you. Now I don't need to pick which type of tea I'm having tonight. Oh, green tea is amazing, though. Thanks. The big difference from the O11 also removed the streamer cable, so it's less RGB than I'm used to. Yeah. Yeah, Alucard and Dan, we're finally basically I was going to be part of the second round of samples that went out. So yeah, we do have one coming. Or I need to. The email is there, and I'm communicating with them on it. But of course, I'm going to get the purple. And when I was at PC World, guess what motherboard they had that they didn't need anymore? Guess the motherboard. And yes, I do have a CPU for it. Ah, Bergie, that's awesome. Hope you enjoyed the movies. What'd you watch? Okay, so let's check out 3D Mark real quick. We'll just run a couple things. Oh yeah, Z790 Live Mixer. Don't know what the live wire is, Dan, but it sounds awesome. Oh, come on. Really? What the? Why? Why did you stop tracking me and then turn off the face camera? What are you doing? DJI, y'all have some splaining to do, man. God, this thing is so buggy. Hello, follow me, please. Thank you. I didn't know it was off kilter that whole time. One day after another. Never heard of it. You misremembered Live Mixer into Live Wire. What about LimeWire? God, this text size. Windows with scaling. Windows sucks at scaling. Windows just sucks at scaling. All right? They just do. Like, they should require compatibility with scaling. With different, yeah. LimeWire, don't need any malware, thank you very much. Oh, come on. Anyone who had a PC back then, you had malware up the wazoo. No, Okay, that's not really true. But there's one thing after another. Great movie. I'm glad you liked it. There you go. I mean, it's not like I made it or anything, but hey, glad you had a good time is what I'm saying. Okay, so Speedway is an upgrade thing. We're not doing that. Steel Nomad is one that we could do. And of course, why is this such a small, tiny little miniature window? 3D Mark, you can take up more space here. I'm just going to get past all this and do the ones I want to do. Port Royal is always an awesome ray tracing benchmark. Let's go ahead and do that. We don't need the demo. Thank you very much. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and run it. Let's go. I should probably have, yeah, let's have a hardware monitor up as we're doing this. I don't like that hardware monitor doesn't remember my settings, like what I have collapsed and what I have expanded. A little annoying. Alrighty. Yeah, I think I prefer hardware info 64, to be honest. Speedway is a pretty good benchmark, though. Yeah, don't need it. It's cool, I'm sure, but I have other benchmarks that do the stuff I want. OG Hollow Knight 749 right now. Pretty nice. Why is this taking so long to load? Oh, geez. Wow. That's a long time. Yeah, probably caching shaders. This is first time running it. I can still be annoyed. Ray, do you have a Steam Deck? I don't. Crash. No. I've got a Switch 2. That's my main thing for mobile gaming. And I have the Asus ROG Flow Z13, a quote-unquote gaming tablet. But I've never really had a tablet that weighs like 11 pounds. That thing is, it's crazy heavy for a quote-unquote tablet. Or a 13-inch tablet or whatever it is, or 10-inch tablet. I don't know what it is. I should know all the specs. I should have done content on it, and I have some stuff I could still do. It's a fascinating slab of hardware, that's for sure. I got taking a little nap. Oh, 42. It's the geeky number. Wow. Of course, the whole thing about this test is that all the stuff that you're seeing here, a lot of this is all real-time ray tracing, the reflections, the shadows, the lights, all that. It's a hard ray tracing test, and we're running at like 160, 170 frames per second because the 5090 is a freaking monster. It's going to run really well. I imagine the NVIDIA app is on this PC. I'm going to go ahead and check the driver date, make sure it's up to date. I'm sure it is. Bray, player 456's birthday is Halloween. Cool. Play 456's birthday is Halloween. Very cool. GPU temperature. Oh, that's power. Let me see. What am I doing? Temperatures. Max was under 70 degrees Celsius. Crazy. Now, here's something interesting. So what 3D Mark gets, every time someone runs a benchmark, they will record what the hardware in that PC is. And then they'll average out the scores people get with said hardware. This PC, this dotted blue line right here is the average. This green line is where we're at. The average is 38,272 points. This score here is at 39,304 points. Now, this best you see right here is likely a liquid cooled or liquid nitrous cooled overclocked GPU or GPU. Yeah. So, but this PC right here is scoring higher than the average 9800 X3D 5090 PC. So it's running up. It's not just like doing the job that you get that it's supposed to do when you buy a 9800 X3D and a 5090. It is doing better. It is doing better than that versus other PCs with the same hardware. So good job, Mikey. There you go. That's why you go boutique, man. Everything's running great. Dang, at one point I was getting 276 FPS running that. And you can see temps here. And so generally, a GPU is slated to start thermal throttling at some point between like 79 to 82 degrees Celsius, 78 to 82 degrees Celsius, somewhere in that window. It's going to thermal throttle and keep things under control while still performing at the peak of what it can manage based on what its thermal situation is. We were still 10 degrees Celsius away from that. I don't know if Mikey added an overclock to it. It's running really well. I'm not going to mess with any of that stuff. My job is to just be like, hey, temps are good. It's performing the way it's supposed to. And yeah, that's all I actually really care about, is just as long as those things are in place. The CPU is not the star of the show here. That's just going to be if you're doing... well, I mean, it will make a difference in gaming versus, like, say, a non-X3D chip. But, and that's mostly due to the extreme capabilities of the 5090. Bray's Apex Gaming PCs, a boutique builder. Crash, they barely are a builder at all. Most people who buy a PC from them don't see it for months. If they do get it, it usually has a ton of issues, or it comes with hardware they did not request, or like hardware not as good as what they paid for. It's just big problems over there. Also, I don't think I heard the name Apex Gaming PCs since the last time you were in stream. It's nice to know that you're still yourself, and that's good. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm good with that on 3D Mark. Let's run the Cyberpunk benchmark here. If it feels like it. I mean, okay. Glad you're doing well. Yeah. Doing great. I don't care. No, I opened the game to play the game. Why is there a launcher after my launcher? You jerks. I don't want this. I want to go to just the game that I'm trying to play. There, thank you. Hate that. Hate that a lot. Hate it a lot. Now, regardless of whether it's a 20 gigabit per second connection to the M.2, if you put your game drive, if you have a separate game drive, and you put that internally in your PC, it's gonna run better than going through a USB Type-C connection in general in terms of loading and all that kind of stuff. But regardless, it did load. We are going. We're doing the thing. Yeah, you're going to take my information and sell it. Great. No. What CDPR? What the hell are y'all doing? It's a video game. What do you need all my information for? I hate this timeline. I hate this timeline so bad. Okay, obviously, this thing is going to default to the most extreme settings. Like, frame gen is off. Ray tracing set to ultra. It does have DLSS going, yes. We can just turn that off and then just run everything all just raw 4K. And let's go ahead and do that. Ultra ray tracing, everything. We're going to see. Now, if you think that the 5090 is powerful enough to that even this won't slow it down, it will. It will slow it down. But let's go ahead and run it like this before we go to the default with DLSS on. I just want to see this run. And we will... Ooh. Always a pleasure watching Bray open a game. Because I complain about everything? Yeah. Well, not Silk Song. That thing's just like, hey, you want to go die in the Hunter's March? Go for it. I ain't going to stop you. I know that's a little loud. That's my bad. I turned it down. Maybe too far down. Yeah, if you can run native 4K, ray tracing ultra, no frame gen, no DLSS, no upscaling, and you're over 60 FPS, you have a monster PC. Because this is a very hard game to render natively, but it's doing it. With every ray tracing feature maxed out. Now, after this, we'll go to the default Ray Tracing Ultra setting. I'm not changing anything else. We're just going to go to that default setting. Still with no frame gen. And we're just going to run it like that. And we're going to look at the average between one way and the other way. So averaged out to 61.36. The minimum was just 55. So it's just 5 under 60 FPS with native rendering. Again, no DLSS 4.0 doing any heavy lifting here. Now, we're going to go to settings, and we're going to change that. Ray tracing. Well, there's ray tracing overdrive. We'll do ray tracing ultra. What does overdrive do to the defaults here? It just turns on ray reconstruction. Now we're just going to do ray tracing ultra, the one that it defaulted to when we started the game. Frame gen is still off, but DLSS super resolution is set to auto. I guess we'll leave it. I like to usually set it to like quality, balanced, whatever, but we'll leave it on auto. Okay. There we go. We'll just let that do its thing and we'll run it like that. It's true IMO that you can't see the difference between high and ultra. I mean, there would be a little bit of a difference, but it's generally between high and ultra. Like, here's the thing. There's different settings. In some games, you can set certain things to high and certain things to ultra or whatever. Like, a difference between, like, medium textures and high textures, you'll see a difference. The difference between, like, high ray tracing high and ray tracing ultra, you're not going to see much of a difference. But your GPU will feel it. Yeah, immediately 135, about 135 FPS, 120 FPS from 60. So over double. Coming down to 103, 110. We'll see what the average comes out to. Yeah, Crash, the real trick is to just get used to messing with your settings and finding which settings you can set lower and not really see a difference. Because the lower you can set those and not notice a difference, you know, like there's certain things, if you're looking at something like Fortnite and you're trying to compete, you set everything to low settings except for the draw distance of like how far away characters spawn in. You want to be able to see people really far away, other players really far away, but you don't want a lot of grass. So you set, I mean, I don't know the settings of Fortnite. I imagine that's part of it. But that's just for any competitive game. You want to be able to see really far, but you don't need it to be pretty if you want to, you know, end up at the stage at some esports thing, right? So that's, you know, that's a different kind of situation though. This PC is for maximum leisure time, having good time playing some video games and all that good stuff. The 131 average, so we went way over double frame rate just by turning on DLSS. Now, actually, so we're actually going to go back. Exit to main menu, confirm. The reason is we actually have to, I'm going to go ahead and turn on frame generation. And I just want y'all to understand something. Frame generation gets better and better depending on how much more powerful your GPU is. Because the frames that it is using to generate from will look better from the get-go. So we are going to go ahead and turn on just single frame generation. We don't need to go to the highest level of it. We'll go to graphics. The reason I came here, though, is if you're going to turn on frame gen, it's going to make us restart the game. What do you mean starting download? What are you downloading? You're updating now? What is this transferring? Steam, what is wrong with you, man? Gaben, help. What is your program doing? Why now? Yeah. Time zone changes. Okay, cool. Why isn't Silk Song in my favorites? That's crazy. I guess I just never put it there. I mean, obviously, I'm not testing that. Like, I don't need to. Wait, was it there and I just didn't see it? It might have been there and I just didn't see it. Yeah, it was there. I didn't see it. It's right there. It's right there, idiot. All right, Alucard, I'll be here. I'm not sure how much longer we're going to go because we've got most of the information we need. Let's go ahead and run some CS2. Oh, okay. Steam is just going to restart. What is happening right now? Okay. I just want to go offline. Thank you. That was interesting. It just did a quick restart. I don't need the cloud to be in sync. I don't care. I always just turn this off. Not that. This. Okay. Play. Thank you. Like, why didn't it patch Cyberpunk earlier? Steam is playing around on me right now. I swear. I feel like I have to do maintenance on my Steam library. I just got to make sure that all my... Because right now this is running like this because it's trying to update another game. I guess I'll just... We're done with Cyberpunk. We're done with Cyberpunk. Stop. There. Enabling G-Sync is recommended for an optimal gameplay experience. Okay. Where's that going to be here? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Because this, again, this is coming through a capture card, which is supposed to accommodate variable refresh rate, but yeah. Okay. But yeah, you see, I turned off that update, and this is just running way better now. Okay, I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to go to advanced video. Where is it? Game. Here we go. Telemetry. And show frame time and FPS. Always. All right. I guess I could do the Steam overlay, but I'm not going to. We're just going to run this. Do that. And play. Practice. Sure, we'll do deathmatch. And we'll go to... am I crazy? What can I find? It's already selected. Dust 2 is already selected. Duh. That's why I couldn't find it. You said stop right when my tea was done brewing. Nice. Sure, I'm just doing local practice with bots, but okay.
I'm ready.
I hear you. That's you over here. Sorry, I was just trying to change my DPS here. Not DPS. DPI. What do I meant to say? Oh, hi. No. Sorry, chicken. I didn't mean it. Oh, my health is still full. How about that? It's no longer full. Okay. Yeah, the FPS is insane. Really didn't mean to keep the noob tube, but sure. Ow. Yeah, 340 FPS. Just to be clear, our resolution is wait, what are we at? Are we at full resolution? Oh yeah, we're at 4K. We're running 4K right now. That is crazy. 340 FPS and 4K. 345, 346, 354. Bonus weapon. Sure. Hate this thing, but all right. Hey, you mind? All right, sure. Smooth move, X-Lax. Wonder how well this PC runs BioShock Remastered. Good question. I don't own that game. Ooh, that was a bad move. Should have waited till he stopped shooting. Or I guess I'll use this guy. All right. This PC would run it amazingly. It'll run every game amazingly. It is literally like $7,000. It had better. You know what I mean? Like it's. I want to be clear. Like, it's not like a big feat to have really good performance when you throw that much money at it. But a PC building company can screw it up. They can screw up the build, right? And SIKPCS didn't do that. I've tested 2 of their PCs now. No problems. 0 problems. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through here. I'll buy it for you, Bray. I'm okay, thank you. Oh, you mean the game? Yeah. I was like, what, you mean it? Oh, that sucked. I had to zoom and everything. What a loser. Died to a pistol. No, you don't need to buy me a game. Well, okay. I have my main games that I play CS2 to cover esports titles, and then I'll play Cyberpunk to cover AAA titles. Like really, it kind of does the whole job. Our FPS is super rock solid. All right, fine. Jeez, a third headshot. Getting a little greedy there, buddy, but I'll deliver. If that's what you want. Hey, come on, wait for me. Okay, thanks. Ooh, that was dirty. Dang, that was dirty. Okay, sure. There you go. He was like, but I want the deagle shot too. Sure, buddy. Here you go. Oh, hey, sorry. My bad. I was reloading, but thanks for waiting. These are bots, guys. These are bots. I'm not patting myself on the back. Oh, boy. Dual Berettas. Let's go dualies. Shouldn't crouch and do that when someone's coming with a big old sniper rifle. There's such a delay after reloading this gun. It really bothers me. I shouldn't keep moving. The main thing that I've had to like learn and relearn in Counter-Strike is like, stop moving. You won't hit anything. Stop moving. And it seems counterintuitive with games like Apex Legends and games like that where you're just like running around so much, and movement is such a big part of it. But with Counter-Strike, if you're running, you're not accurate, like in any way. Yeah. 4080 is still awesome. This PC is absolute excess. 100%. Like, here's the thing. There are plenty of people out there who can get a 5060 and be super happy with what they do. Like, 60 class cards are the most common. And for a good reason. They do the job. They're much cheaper, you know? Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not accurate anymore like I used to be. Sucks, but whatever. I'm not quick anymore. Most people get a 60 class card, maybe a 70 class card, and be totally fine with it. It'll do everything they need. And there's cards in between, just in case you have a little bit more money. You're trying to go up, have a little bit more performance. This card is like, this is why I called this stream the ENDGAME PC. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get this thing. I'm not upgrading this thing for years and years, and it needs to be able to perform with the latest and greatest, uncompromising and also non-optimized games that come out without ever having to think about it. Don't want to think about it at all. That's what this thing does. I forgot how many rounds I have in this thing. Oh, do a flip. Oh, into the box, you jerk. Ooh, bot Larry? Why? Why do you do that to me? Okay. I'm dreaming for a 9060 XT16 game. Then I see other people who say, I'm not happy with the performance of my 5070 Ti. Peckish, I want you to notice the first 3 words of that. Those first 3 words are people who are like, I'm not happy. Okay. Did you think that like y'all got to understand something. If you base your happiness on things, all of your happiness will be temporary. Because things are temporary. Okay? They're not going to be happy with it because there's a better thing. If you base your happiness and your self-worth on things, there's always better things than the thing you can get that you got. Like even this, the 5090 is currently the best GPU for a consumer desktop GPU in the world. Give it, a year, and that won't be the case anymore. But this thing is still going to be able to do absolutely everything you want. You can't really base it on that. And also, those people who are like, I'm not happy with the performance of this thing, they probably have not worked with their settings in any way. They probably have not optimized their settings. They don't know what they're doing. That, or, well, yeah, no, that's probably really it. They set everything to ultra, and they were like, why isn't it doing what a 5090 would do? They said it was going to, they said the 5070 was supposed to be like the 4090, and it's not. Well, no, of course it's not. That was marketing. EFL for marketing. Literally all of us were like, yeah, that's not true. It's never going to be true. Every reviewer was like, we don't know what NVIDIA was trying to do there. Some people from NVIDIA were like, yeah, we're not happy with that slide either. I was busy. Jeez. I heard that. Oh, boy. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, jeez. That dude was dancing all around. I know that this always happens with this game where I'm supposed to be testing and I just like forget that. And I'm just like, let me just kill these bots. It's fun. I miss the days of me. I used to play this competitively back when it was 1.6 and I had so much fun with that. It was so fun. And I was pretty decent at it. Now I'm not. And I'm taking it out. I'm making it these guys' problems. Oh, hi. Behind you. Busy. I'm not sure. I don't really like the UI as it is. Okay. No. Didn't need the hand cannon for that. Oh, really? All right. Sure. Cool. That went well. You guys, happiness is only one kidney sale away. You got two of them. It's fine. Oh, good. I know nothing about this gun. It's just, it's another noob tube, I guess. But a little bit slower. You got three. That sounds like a problem all on its own, actually. Oh, good. I got dual pea shooters here. Let's go. Now, submachine guns, SMGs, you can do some running around and still hit stuff because they're kind of a spray and pray situation anyway. You just don't do that from far away. You get yourself an accurate pistol or something. Oh, okay. Oh, sure. All right, cool. Anyways, we're getting insane FPS at 4K in CS2. This is definitely competitive level. You can compete at 4K with the 5090. It's official. Like, it's crazy stuff. Wait, where's the... If there's nobody there, where's the other guy he was shooting at? What's happening? Comp players playing 1080... I know. I say that all the time, Peckish. In fact, I said it earlier in this stream. And that's why I just noted that you can compete in 4K with this thing. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But yeah. No, this is absolutely crazy. This is my favorite. I mean, not favorite. This is my first time gaming on a 5090 for real. I didn't mean to keep this gun, but okay. All right, let's do this. We're bringing this down to 1440. Let's see what it does now. Do I need to... I might need to restart to take effect. Maybe? Also, I didn't have to reload. Sorry for camping. Didn't mean to do it. Oh. I'm not seeing a huge change, honestly. Maybe it didn't take the change. The hell was that sound? Yeah, it did take the change. It just didn't change anything. Like, it's just going to perform this way anyway. Like, might as well just run 4K. It looks crisper. It looks great. I guess. I don't think I'm going to use them, but sure. I'm going to die in a second anyway. I've got 16 health. Come on, I can still get a kill, I guess. Can't really treat those like an SMG. But oh. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I don't typically snipe. I'm not very good at it anymore, but hey. I'm still plowing through people. Not people. Not people. Just bots. I don't want anything like... oh, sure, fine. Okay. I don't want anything like network latency to get in the way of just getting a good benchmark. We're just trying to see this thing perform, and man, it is. Personally want a 24-inch 1440p monitor. Well, that's going to have higher pixel density, so that's good. Sorry for making your insides or outsides, but you were just kind of standing there. 1440p is the goal for most gamers. I would say should be the goal for most gamers, including competitive. I mean, in competitive, like PCs have gotten to the point, including things like DLSS, where you should be aiming for 1440p. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have swapped weapons right in front of somebody if it wasn't a pro player. But a bot is like, I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll shoot him. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'll just make a day of it. But getting with, I mean, the graphical quality of this is awesome. And getting like 350 or so FPS in 4K in this, because CS2 is harder to run than CSGO was. You're going down like you're a U.S. Navy Riverline boat crew. Is that a, what? Is that a thing? Not a fan of the noob tube, but it does get the job done. Gee, I won against the bots, guys. Does that mean I'm good at video games? Or Chaos says, if you're big into esports games, 240 hertz FPS is a good place to be if you can reach 240. But if you think you can see the difference between 240 hertz and 360 hertz, your money. 1440p is very common at 27-inch, and for the reason people can read it without scaling. I do like 27-inch monitors, or I go if 4K 4K and 27 inches is very, very crisp, very compressed together. I personally like 32-inch for 4K monitors if you got the room for it. My setup's kind of on the smaller side, so I have a 24-inch right now, and we have to buy a new monitor arm for it because my current one sucks. A lot of them have it to where you can get like a hex key and tighten some of the like where the joints are, so that it can hold a little heavier weight, but it makes it a little harder to adjust. It really depends on the arm that you've got. Oh my God, I got ads as you said that. Okay. How about for a curved monitor, Braid? Don't get a curved monitor unless it's 32-inch or bigger. 27-inch curved monitor is a little silly, honestly. All right, Big Order 66. Cash, have a good one, Cash. Thanks for coming to hang out, and I'll be back, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to do the stream tomorrow night, because I have to, like, tomorrow I got to focus on getting, like, everything shipped out. I got to ship it out tomorrow or Monday. Getting everything boxed back up, shipped out, and getting my setup back to normal. So I might not stream tomorrow, but if anything, if I don't, it'll be back on Tuesday. But yeah, I was Peckish. I was just saying that here. Let me fix my. Probably need to do this, and that, and then this. No, that's weird. Oh, it's because my wireless camera's still on. Okay. What was I saying? So, yeah, most monitor arms where the joints are, where it can adjust, you can usually get. It comes with like a hex key or something where you can usually adjust it to like stiffen it up some so it can hold more weight. But then it's a little less. It's a little harder to. Stop. Then it's a little bit harder to adjust. There, now it can't look at my gestures and mess everything up. Anyways, this thing is insane. I mean, the fact that we rendered, you know, at full resolution, Cyberpunk 2077, max settings, with no DLSS, and got an average of over 60 FPS is bananas. And of course, turn on DLSS and you get more than double that. And then turn on frame gen and you get like, I don't know, how many hertz is your monitor? You get that number. All right, Apathy Miller, you got it. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, PC matchmaking. You need help with the PC? Let me know. I'll help you out. So when will we both pick up a 59-day AOR's Master? I know I would like to pick up one of those beasts myself. I don't know. I think I'm probably going to end up with... I've had some talks. I am probably going to end up with a maxed out gaming system for the setup here. Like this... I had to set aside some things working on things here in the studio, but I have done it. I've done the things that I needed to do. I've got my pull-down green screen set up. I've taken some stuff out, put new stuff in here, redid this streaming setup. So, but this studio is meant to be editing workstation over there, my streaming setup here, and then a gaming setup over here, where I can do things like showing off keyboards and monitors and whatever. So there's a spot open here, and I told my buddy Splave this because he was like, "We need to do like I want to send you a PC." I was like, "Well, I do need like a maxed out gaming PC for the gaming setup where I'm going to be, you know, for all that." And he was like, "So that might be what ends up there." Which would be crazy. But I think he uses mostly PNY, which is great. They make great GPUs. Now, mine's arms are too small, so I can barely fit two 24-inch monitors. So if I buy a 27-inch, it wouldn't fit. Ah, okay. You said 32-inch and above for curve? That's my opinion, Crash. Tanmay, welcome. How's it going? You're gonna... Oh, I saw that earlier. But anyways... But no, like this thing is absolutely maxed out. And seriously, if your budget is just like lol, whatever, you can... Oh, I still have these rubber sort of things in here. Like I'm leaving all the plastic on this. All of the protective stuff is this is a community member's PC, and I'm taking care of it with that in mind. In that sort of frame of mind, but No, this thing is bananas. And if you're in that spot where you're just like, I'm ready. I'm ready to get my endgame PC. I would say that SIKPCS is a fantastic option. Also, now I kind of want to start an SI called Endgame PC. Like, that'd be super cool. But then it would just have to be like all high-end gaming PCs, and that's not the way I would want to run a business like that. But anyways, whatever. I'm never going to start an SI. That's not something I ever want to do, because I know from having done this content for a long time how hard it is. I'd rather just talk about them. The moment I start a PC company, I can't really talk about them anymore because I would be compromised in that way. That would be a conflict of interest. SI, slow internet, system integrator, actually. You were so close. Anything 4K is better, at least 32-inch, and even then you might use scaling. Yeah, like I'm gaming on a 27-inch 4K, and I got to say, ASUS put together a very tempting package with this one. It's quite nice. But yeah, it helps for this setup because I need to condense a lot of things here. I've got two monitors stacked on top of each other here. I've got my TV mounted on the wall there. I've got a tiny monitor over here that I'm not using that much. I was just testing that out. But yeah, it's 4K. I like to go 32-inch on those if I can. But no, this thing is absolutely rad. As the name of the company suggests, it is absolutely sick. And Braxton, I think you're gonna love this thing. So I am going to get this thing boxed back up and ready to send over to you. But thanks for having Mikey send it my way first. Mikey, thanks for building an awesome PC and letting me show it off a little bit. I'm not going to end my stream with someone else's content. Crash, thank you very much. There are other streamers who do that. I'm not one. I think that would be crushed by Falcon Northwest due to their reputation. I mean, yeah, I guess so. If you want your Alucard, the thing is, I have been thinking, like I've been thinking a lot about Falcon Northwest, and it's never going to not bother me that most Falcon Northwest PCs are all going to look the same. You know what I mean? If you like the look of that, you're set. You're good to go. And you can print on them. Like, you can have them print stuff on them. But they're like, and they're amazing PCs. Fantastic. Incredibly built. And but like, that's not how I would run it, you know? Someone's spending that much. It should look however they want it to look. Right on. Thank you for doing this. No problem. Bray, what do you think about Maytag? Crash, are you asking about appliances? If I'm not mistaken, Maytag's fine. I guess they were better when they were manufacturing their own stuff. They don't do that anymore, if I'm not mistaken. Go Whirlpool. Anyways, but yeah, Braxton, you're welcome. I'm gonna do my best to get this packaged up the way that I got it. And yeah, I think you're gonna love it. All right, chat. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I think we have enough people on Twitch to raid somebody, and that would make me happy. Actually, for those of you who are, well, there's now 2 viewers on YouTube. What happened on YouTube? What happened to my audience over there? Y'all just gave up on me. Usually that outnumbers Twitch over there. What is going on? Is everybody mad at me for streaming on other people's channels? Oh, no, you're good. You're good. What were the specs? 9800X3D, 9800X3D. Yes. This is a gaming PC. This is for uncompromising max level gaming. That's what this thing is. Let me exit this. Let me get out. Quit. Okay. Okay. I was going to ask if people who are on the on that stream to come over to Twitch for the raid, but like who would be doing it? Nobody. Ain't nobody there. I'm telling you guys, this is what happens when I stream on a not Tuesday or Thursday, or sometimes Sundays. Sometimes Sundays do pretty well. It's just what happens. Okay, I know what we're doing. I know what we're doing. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to be doing a very appropriate raid here, like we should. This makes a lot of sense. Oh my. Okay, that turned off. That's fine. We're going to be raiding SIKPCS, who is streaming right now. Let's go do that. And y'all can now follow. I'm going to make it super easy for y'all to follow SIKPCS because we're going to go drop a raid. And Mikey's probably listening in, so he's like, "Oh no, a raid's coming. Whatever will I do?" Oh, that's the wrong keyboard. Damn it. Need a KVM. All right, guys. Yep, heading over to raid SIKPCS, and y'all can drop a follow. The builder of this very PC that we were talking about today, and we do know Wendell for some KVMs. Yeah, I should talk to Wendell. Okay, thank you guys so much for hanging out for this sort of out of nowhere PC unboxing. Very fun though. Braxton, big thank you for having Mikey send this over so I could take a look at it and finally test out a 5090 for myself. It only took an entire year for that to happen, but you made it happen. Well, almost a year. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch y'all on. I don't think I'm streaming tomorrow. I got to get things cleaned up here. I got to get this thing sent out. But Tuesday. See you guys Tuesday for some PC matchmaking. And until then, take care.
Let's go, nerds!